Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Fazan, and today we are going to talk about how to convert your foreign driving license into a German driving license. You might have seen a lot of YouTube videos related to this topic, but this video is specifically for people who do not want to spend a lot of money together. They are students, they want to start with the process, but they don't want to go to the driving school directly. So let me start with the process. We are going to go step by step, and I'm going to tell you how much everything will cost. And eventually, we will talk about going to the driving school. But this would break down everything until your theory exam, so that you don't have to go and spend a lot of money together, since you might not have that right now. So let's get started. So the first step for converting your foreign driving license into a German one is getting a true translation. So to get your foreign driving license translated, you can use a public notary, or you can use one of the companies who do it. So for example, I would recommend you to look for a public notary in your area, in your state, wherever you're living, and try to get a translation from a notary who can translate it to the German language for you. This costs around 20-25 euros. At the time I did my driving license, it cost me around 16 euros. So the first step is translate your foreign driving license into the German language. What's the second step? Okay, I'm gonna list all these points here so for you, so it's easier for you to navigate through them in the end. The second step is to go and do the first aid course. So the first aid course costs around 55 euros. It is a day long. You will have to go there, spend 8 hours. Usually, this first aid course is coupled with a biometric test, as in a biometric picture. So you can get your biometric picture, and also with an eye test. So you would go spend 8 hours, maybe on a weekend. They would teach you how to perform different kinds of CPR. They will also tell you how you can, what you should do, what is expected from you in case an accident happens, how you should perform while you're driving. You see someone has an accident, maybe someone is waving at you, maybe. So you have to, learn all these scenarios. This is very important. So let's say that I have my translated German driving license, my foreign driving license in German, and I also have my first aid course, my biometric pictures, and my eye test results. What do I do next? I will collect all these documents together. I would say preferably make photocopies of this, because you want to keep the original with you so that it can be used at a later point in time. So make photocopies of this, take all these copies with you of your original foreign driving license, a copy of your original foreign driving license, your foreign driving license, your passport, and then all the first aid course, the biometric pictures, the eye test. Take copies of this as well. Keep the originals with you, but do not hand them over. Just hand them the copies, and book an appointment with TOEF. So usually, how this happens is you go to the start website of your city. So for example, I am in Paderborn, so I would go to start Paderborn, and I would look for an appointment to convert my Auslandisch Führerschein, and then I will go to this appointment, and I will hand over all these documents over. So I can show you how this is done later on in a supplementary video. I will just do or maybe in this at the end of this video, but most probably it would be a separate video altogether. Anyways, so book an appointment, go there, submit all your documents, and once you're done, you will receive a mail after 2 weeks. The city will charge you around 49 euros for recognizing your foreign driving license, and the TÜV, which is the body which accreditates everything, which is also responsible for the driving license, they would give you an invoice of 22.49 euros for the theory exam. This will also contain a QR code. So the next step is that you can download this Fahrschüler-App from TÜV. Since we are in North Rhine-Westphalia, there is an app from TÜV Nord. It's called Führerschein or Fahrschüler-App. I will put it down in the description so you can look at it, which app I'm talking about. And then when you are done with the invoice, you will see that there is a QR code attached to it. So you can scan this QR code using this uh, Fahrschüler app, and then you will be able to see all the invoices. If you have maybe booked theory exam, you can see that. If you have booked the practical exam, you can see that. If you are done with your practical exam, you can see some reports there. So anyways, I think that this is not necessary for you. If you don't want to do it, you can leave it. It's not particularly that important. Anyways, moving on to the next step. So I already now have the ability. I've already paid for my theory exam, so now I can give this exam. But before going and giving this exam, I need to do two things. The first thing is I need to prepare for it. And to prepare for this exam, I would say that you can find apps on the Play Store or on the on the App Store from iOS, and these apps usually cost 10 to 15 euros. Uh, and you can, I would recommend that you do this exam or the questions first of all 1 or 2 times, and then once you are done with all the questions, then I would say that you should do practice exams. And if you can pass these practice exams 3 or 4 times in a row, then I would recommend you to book your exam. The way you book your exam is that you call the TÜV office, TÜV Nord, or the TÜV in your city, and you ask them for a date. Usually it's better that you can book it in advance, because it usually it maybe the date is available after a few months. So call them, book a date for the exam, and go and give the exam. So yeah, good luck for the exam. And yeah, if you have already passed this exam, then congratulations. Then we can talk about the next steps. So like I said, you've maybe spent a few months doing all these steps, and now you want to go ahead and register in a driving school. The good part is that when you go to a driving school, you have to tell them that I am here for the practical lessons, and if you are ready to give me the practical lessons directly, then I would be more than happy to join. Otherwise, I would just go for an alternate option, because there are so many wait lists that but when you go as someone who wants to convert their driving license, and tell them, okay, I'm only going to join if you're going to give me lessons directly, so then then they would obviously help you, and this would happen for you at a quicker pace, I think. Anyways, so in my case, I went to Mishi's Fahrschule in Paderborn. You can go there to any Fahrschule of your choice. You can book you can go there, and you can sign up, right? And you would have to give them authority. So for example, you were the person who was dealing with the TÜV office, but now you have to give them authority that they can make those decisions on your behalf. They can book a practical exam for you. They can also do all of these activities, so you won't have to deal the with TÜV anymore. The driving school will be dealing with them directly. So in short, this costs registration at a driving school costs around 200 to 300 euros. It's usually cheaper if you're converting your license. So that's a good thing. So yeah, 200 to 300 euros. I think it's variable. It depends on which Fahrschule you go to. Anyways, once you get started with your classes, it totally depends on your ability, how many classes you have to take to then appear for this practical exam. In my experience, because since I come from a place where there aren't a lot of signs, there are not a lot of speed limits, for me, I wanted to get comfortable, right? Because you also have to go from driving on the on the right hand side to driving on the left hand side. And this is particularly difficult for a few people. Few In my case as well, it was I was not able to keep my car in the lane. So obviously, when you're comfortable with driving on the German roads, you're able to follow the speed limits, you're able to understand all the signs. Your car learner thinks, your driving instructor thinks that you're good enough to go for it, then go for the exam. The exam is 65 minutes long. Uh, the the examiner will ask you a few questions in the beginning. Your driving instructor will be able to prepare you for these questions. So that would take around 10 minutes, and then you will go for a ride for 55 minutes. In my experience, I would say that that stress is the major reason for people who fail. So do not stress at all. Be relaxed. Don't think that you are just giving an exam and you have to drive the car for an hour. You can think that that you are going to drive the car for a whole day, and you can just relax and drive and just follow the instructions of the examiner. The examiner will only say you have to go straight, you have to go right or left. In any case, this process in general, this cost 116 euros from TUF, and my driving school charged me around 160 euros for this. So for this exam. So I'm going to now put all of these things together, and we are going to and you can see how much it cost me here, right? And yeah, that's about it, I guess. So if you like this video, if you have any questions, yeah, feel free to ask down down in the comments. And yeah, please hit the like button. And if you have and if you want any further videos related to this topic, if you do let me know. And I hope you have a nice week ahead.